Well, this is BNU 1501, October-November 2014 exam. Well, question one says simplify the following expression. Okay, the expression is given here. Now, those are the alternatives. I am going to do like I'm gonna write here a open brackets 9ab squared plus 12 minus 13 b squared a minus 4 open bracket b squared plus 4 close bracket and then close that bracket. Now we're going to simplify the expression. Okay, let's first start by working what is the expression, what data inside the bracket. So over here we can do 4 times b squared and then 4 times 4, and that will be like a open bracket 9ab squared plus 12 minus 13 b squared a here. I can rearrange it. Okay, I prefer to write like a b squared just for sake of writing variables in kind of a certain order of alphabetical order. So this is going to be like negative 4 b squared. Okay, I do negative 4 b squared now. Be careful here. Most of you say it's plus 16, but it is not actually plus 16, but it's negative 16. Okay, remember, whenever we times something with terms in the brackets, we need to pay attention to the signs, because the negative sign outside the bracket changes the sign of each term, every term within the bracket. Okay, so it's going to be like that. Now let's see if there are some like terms. I can notice that here we have like 9ab squared. Okay, and then we have like negative 13ab squared. They are like terms. Okay, and then we also have like constant like positive 12 here, and then another constant there is negative 16. So we can combine these. Okay, I'll write here a open brackets 9ab squared negative 13ab squared. They can be we do 9 minus 13. Okay, 9 minus 13 is how much? Okay, consider the positive number as the man you have. Okay, the negative number is the cost of the chocolate you want to buy. Now you have 9 rand. Can you buy the chocolate that costs 13 rand? No, you cannot. Okay, it means you need 4 more rands to buy that chocolate. So this is going to be, because you need 4 rand, it's going to be like negative 4, and then you can write a variable. Okay, a b squared. Now plus 12 minus 16, this will be equal to same thing. Okay, you have 12 rand. The positive number is the money you have. Okay, over here you have 12 rand. Now you want to buy that chocolate that costs 16 rand. Can you buy the chocolate that costs 16 if you have 12 rand? You cannot buy. Cannot buy means the answer would be a negative answer. But how much more money you need to add to buy that chocolate? Of course, you need 4 rand more. And then it's going to be negative 4, and then negative 4b squared. Okay, now I will times now the a. It's going to be like negative 4a squared b squared. Okay, negative 4a, negative 4ab squared. I cannot simplify these two because they're not like terms. You see, over here, it does not have like the power of 2. If it has, I could simplify it. Now let's see what alternative that it is. But if I look at the first answer, here we have like negative 4a squared b squared. Yes, here, and then 12a, but that's negative 4a, so it cannot be the first one. It cannot be the third one because it's negative. And now let's see, here is 28, so it cannot be that, but let's last the fourth one. Yes, it is the fourth one because it's negative 4a squared b squared minus 4a minus 4a b squared. Now the following question, okay, that's how it is. Now the following question says simplify the expression 30xy squared divided by 15x squared y cubed times 2y. Okay, first of all, I would like to change, okay, this radical, I mean this divide, this operation, okay, into a fraction. I prefer to work that way. I want to change it to a fraction, so this will become okay, we have, let me first write it. Like 30xy to the power of 0, okay, divided by 15x squared y cubed times 2y, okay, to the power of 2y only. That I want to make it times 2y. So I can write it in the fraction form. This is going to be like 15x squared y cubed times 2y, and all under, okay, so it's like 30xy to the power of 0 over 15x squared y cubed times 2. Now, let's simplify this, okay? You know, when we don't have exponents, understand that the power is 1, like in this case, when you don't see any exponent. How can I do that? You notice that 30 here and 15, we can simplify. Okay, maybe let's first times. Let times all the scalar, because it's a product. We have 15 here and then 2 there. And then this can be written as, can be combined like this: 30x y to the power of 0 all over 30, okay? Because it's 15 times 2, so it makes 30. And then x squared y cubed times y to the power of 1. Okay, I prefer to do that way. Now, y to the power of 0 here, there is a rule for that. Okay, the rule says that any number raised to the power of 0 is just equal to 1, not 0. It is 1. Now, over here, we write like 30x times 1 over, and then, okay, before even I say that, over here we can simplify. We can simplify 30 and 30, okay? And then I said all the number raised to the power of 0 is 1, so this one will be 1. And now another rule says that when you have like a to the power of m over a to the power of n, when they have some basis like that, okay, this is equal to a to the m minus 1, m minus n. But be careful, always consider the highest exponent, because the highest exponent is at the denominator, okay? I'm gonna do 2 minus 1, why 1? Because x here has an invisible exponent of 1 there. So I must do, I will keep x at the denominator, and then I do to the power of 2 minus 1, okay? So over here I can simplify. I'll simplify this x with this one. It's going to be just x to the power of 1, okay? Now, another rule for these two here, they have same basis, okay? This and that one, the bases are the same. The rule says this: when you have like same basis, like a to the m times a to the n, okay? What you do, you add the exponents. You wanna write the same that base, and then you add the exponents. Now this will be like we have left with y to the power of 0 over x to the power of 1, which is just x, and then the y to the power of 4. Oh, y to the power of 0, we did work it out. We say it's 1. Y to the power of 0, just 1, and then y to the power of 4. Okay, because we're going to add the exponent there. Now that's the correct answer. Now let's see. It is actually alternative number 2. So this is alternative 2. Okay, now comes another question, question 3. It's similar to the previous question. Now this time, okay, let's say 30x squared. So I wanna do like 30x squared y to the power of 4 divide. Okay, I wanna change this divide in this divide into a fraction. Okay, divide by 15x squared y to the power of 3 times 2y. So this will be what? At the denominator here, I can see we have a constant there, another constant there, a coefficient. I can call them coefficient there. We can just combine them, okay? So this will be like 30 x squared y to the power of 4 over 30, because 15 times 2 is 30, x squared. Over here, when you don't see any exponent, understand that the exponent is 1, okay? And then there, the law says this. I wrote it earlier, but I prefer to write it again. A to the power of m times a to the power of n. This situation, you just want to write a and then say to the power of m plus n. So over here, it's going to be like y to the power of 3 plus 1, okay, which is 4. Okay, let's keep it like that, 3 plus 1. Now, we can simplify them. 30 and 30 can be simplified, okay? X squared and x squared. 30 and 30 can be simplified. X squared and x squared can be simplified. This is y to the power of 4, and that's also y to the power of 4 simplified. And then the answer is now 0. Not 0, it is 1, okay? When you simplify in division and fractions like that, division or multiplication like that, here the answer will just be 1, because it's going to be 1 times 1 times 1 over 1 times 1 times 1, okay? The answer is just 1. So the correct alternative is alternative 1 for the answer 1. Funny. Well, now the next question is in the next page, question 4. The question says that solve for x in the following equation. Now, the equation is given 3x plus 1 equal to negative x plus 4. So over here, I am going to, okay, I'm going to write it over 3x plus 1 equal to negative x plus 4, okay? Over here, what can I do? I am going to move this negative x over, okay, this other side of the equal sign, and move the positive 1 there. It's always good to group all the variable one side, okay? So remember, by moving anytime that's one quantity transits, okay, switch the sides, okay, it changes also the signs. So now we have like a 3x here. 3x was there already, so it will be 3x, and now move this negative x over, it will become a positive x over here. So it's going to be positive x equal to the 4. This positive 4 was there, so it's going to be still positive 4. The sign won't change. I don't need to write plus 4, I just want to say 4. And then the positive 1 here moved the other side. This will be like a negative 1 then. And then we have like 3x plus x. Remember, x means like 1x. So 3x plus 1x is equal to 4x. Okay, equal to 4 minus 1 is 3. Now, if I need to get the value of 4, the value of x, I will divide here by 4. Okay, and then because I divide one side by 4, I must divide the other side by 4 to keep my fraction, my equation balanced. So 4 will be simplified with 4, and then this will be x equal to 3 over 4. Now the correct alternative is alternative 2. 3/4. Okay. Now it's question 5. The question says that solve for x in the following equation. So we do have like 5x plus 7 equal to 3 open bracket 3 minus x. So I'm gonna write here 5x plus 7 equal to 3 open bracket 3 minus x close bracket. Now to solve this, I will first do 3 times 3, 3 times x, okay? Expand that one, and then that will be like 5x plus 7 equal to 9 minus 3x. okay? And then I can move negative 3x over, that makes like 5x. I'll move this negative 3x over and then move the 7 on the other side. So 5x plus 3x will be equal to 9, and then moving the 7 on the other side, it will become like negative 7, and then this will be like 8x equal to 9 minus 7 is 2, and then to get the value of x, because I have like 8x equal to 2, to get the value of x is when I will divide both sides by 8. I divide here by 8, I must divide there also by 8, and then because 8 over 8 will be simplified, and then I'll be left with x equal to 2 2 over 8. So what can I do here? This can be simplified, okay? You don't leave your answer like 2 over 8, like that. Simplify as far as possible. So over here, I can divide here by 2. I divide there by 2 because 2 gets into 2, and then this will be equal to a quarter. So that the correct alternative is alternative 4. Question 6 says that the correct mathematical expression for 10 decreased by 2 times y is, okay? Now let's try to interpret what it says here. 10 decreased by 2 times y. Okay, we're going to start with this 2 times y. 2 times y means 2y, okay? Or this means 2y. Now, the expression here decrease, okay, simply means minus, and then 10. So the answer is actually 10 minus 2y. Now let's see, the correct alternative is alternative 2, that's say 10 minus 2y, okay? It cannot be alternative 1 because this is 8 times y. It cannot be this because this is 10 plus 2y, 10 increased by 2y. It cannot be this one either, neither that, okay? Well, question 7 says it travels 210 kilometers in 3 hours. An expression for the distance that speed will travel in x hours at a constant speed is, okay, the alternatives are provided. So what I can do here, I'm going to draw a triangle, this triangle that we learned or in previous grades. We know that it's given by this, where here we have the distance, and then we have the speed, and there is times, okay? So I want to do the same thing here. So that's the distance rule. This implies that the distance, this means that the distance equal to speed times times, okay? This distance here will be speed times times, and the speed will be the distance over time, and the time is the distance over speed. Now, when there's an expression for the distance that it will travel in x hours at a constant speed, the constant speed must be calculated over here. You know, the speed, the constant speed s will be, as I said, the distance over, okay, I said here in red, formulas, right formulas in red. The constant speed will be distance over time, as in the triangle here. S will be distance over time. Now, this will imply that S here will be, the distance is 210 over the time is 3, so the speed will be equal to, okay, it makes 70, but I don't see any 70 among the alternatives, so I prefer to keep it like that. It's 210 kilometers per hour. That's the constant speed. Now, an expression for the distance that speed will travel in x hour, you know, the distance is speed times times, and the hour now is x, so the distance will be equal to 210 over 3x, okay, times x, let's say times x. Let me make my time and my x so different. Times x. So the correct alternative here is alternative number 1. Okay. Well, next question is question 8. As we can see there, it is said that all the measurements in the sketch below are in centimeters. Okay, we have like 12 centimeters there, 26, 6, 10, 8, 10. Now the question says this: determine the circumference of the figure given above. The answer in millimeter, rounded to 2 decimal digits, is okay. The alternatives are there also. Let me display them all. Yes. So we have this, and then we want the circumference, meaning the perimeter. So like this side plus that, plus that, plus that, and plus that. Now, I prefer to label them like sides 1. This one is S1, sides 1. That's sides 2, and that's side 3, and that's side 4, and that's side 5. Okay. Now, the circumference is the sum of all the sides. Okay. The circumference is the sum of all the outer sides. So this will be then, I'll say the circumference would be like size 1 plus size 2 plus size 3 plus size 4 plus size 5. Okay, now some of the sides are given. I can see because this is 20, because this within here is a rectangle. Okay, we can see all the angles are 90 degrees and are parallel. So is S5. This is also 20 centimeters. Okay, and then this is 10, that's also 10 given, but what we don't know is size 1. But it is said that this is 6, so meaning half of here, this also will be 6 centimeters and 6 centimeters there. Now this side S1 is just side 1 is just the circumference, is the circumference of the semicircle. Okay, is the circumference of the semicircle. I prefer to write it like that: circumference of the semicircle. I'll abbreviate it this way. Now, the circumference of the circle is given by 2 pi r. Okay. Now, of the semicircle, it means we're going to divide here by 2. We divide it by 2. Okay. Yes, I prefer to say it like this, over 2. Yes. Now, which means that's the circumference of the semicircle will be just equal to pi times r, because 2 and 2 there will be simplified. Now, pi is a number like is a constant number like 2, like negative a half, like 2,3. Okay, so it's a constant number. Then and then r here, we can see r is the radius of the semicircle. So from the center to the circumference, it's 6 centimeters. Now, this is equal to, we can use our calculator to find it. Okay. To get pi in the calculator, press shift. Okay, you press shift and then you press this button here. When you press that one, you got pi, and then you have like pi times 6. And then when you hit equal, it tells us 6 pi. Now to get the actual value, we're going to press this button here, S to D. Now you press that, and that tells us 18.84. Actually 85, because the third decimal value is 9. So we will increase the second decimal number by 1 unit. So it's going to be like 18.85. Okay, 18.85. centimeters. Now that we have all the sides, we find side 1, we can calculate the circumference of this shape, okay? It will be side 1 here, which is 18.85, side 2 is 20, okay? So it's gonna be like plus 20. And then this side here is 10 units, so I'm gonna see a plus 10. And then this other side also is 10 units, so plus 10 again. And then plus that side is 20 units, so we're gonna say plus 20 again. And then plus the circumference, which was the answer that I got here. But I cannot add those ones, that one, because they are not the outer, they're not outside they're inside the shape. Okay, the perimeter is some of the outside. Now this would be equal to that when we hit equal, and that makes 78.80 blah blah blah. Now I'm right here 85. Okay, so the circumference of the shape equal to 78.85. Then the question says that determine they said determine the circumference of the figure above. The answer in millimeter, because this is 78.85 centimeters. I say here centimeters. Convert centimeters to millimeters, meaning we must times by 10, because centimeters is bigger than millimeters, 10 times bigger than millimeters. So this will be the circumference times by 10 simply means move this comma 1 time forward, okay? Put there. So this will become 788.5 if I can write 50 millimeters. Okay, if you're unsure, you times here by 10. You times that answer by 10, and then you see we get like 788.50, okay, millimeters, which is obviously alternative number 2. Okay, that was the last question in this page. The next question is the following page. Page. The following question is question 9. This question, excuse me. The question says determine the area of the figure given in question 8 above, rounded to 2 decimal places, rounded to 2 decimal digits. Okay, the correct answer is, now I prefer to reproduce the same diagram over here. I'm gonna reproduce it over here. You see, so this is the shape, and then we want to find the area of this shape. So now we can solve this by breaking it into 3 different areas, because the shape is a composite shape. So I can call this, I can label the areas like I call this one area 1, and that area 2, and area 3 and area 4. Okay, so area 1, for instance, is the area of the semicircle. Okay, it's the area of the circle divided by 2. Okay, excuse me. And then area 2 is the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is just length times breadth. And then area 3 is the same thing as area 4. Okay, these are equal to a half times base times height. Okay, so and then area, this one, area of the circle is given by pi r squared. So divided by 2. Okay, because this is the area of the circle, pi r squared, and then we divide by 2 because it's a semicircle. Then over here we can work out area 1. It will be like pi r squared. R we did find it was 6 units because it's half the diameter. It was 6 in the previous question. We can use a calculator Okay, let's first, before using calculator, let's just type the values. So we have like pi times 6 squared over 2, okay? Over 2. And then over here, area 2, we have that the length here is 20 centimeters times the breadth, which is 12 centimeters. And then this one, we can calculate it. So this is just 20, that makes 240, okay, centimeters squared. And then over here, area 3 equal to a half times the base. The base here is 6, okay, and the height is 8. So times 6 times 8, you know, this, I can see the calculator is equal to 24. But now let's just double check all of them, all the calculations. Over here, we can just say pi. To write pi, we press shift here, and then we press that button, and then we times that by 6 to the power of 2, okay? And then this answer is divided by 2, okay? And this is equal to 18 pi, and then when you press S to D, that makes 56.55, okay? 56.55. So area 1 equal to 56.55. Excuse me. I say 55 because I want to round it to the second decimal place, but I look at the third decimal value. It is more than 5. Then I will increase the second decimal digits by 1 unit, so 56.55. Over here, we can also check 20 times 12 in the calculator. If you do 20 times 12, and then we get 240, that is 240. And then over here, a half times 6 times 8, we can check that in the calculator. That's going to be a half times 6 times 8, and then this is equal, this is equal to 24. So now let's work it out. The area then we're looking for, then the area of the diagram is area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3 plus area 4, okay? And then this will be, the area will be equal to the sum of all this area, okay? In the calculator, I already have like area 3, which is 24. Area 4 is identical to area 3, as we're saying. I said here, area 3 and area 4 are identical. They have the same base, 6, and the same height. I don't need to work it out for the second time. I can just say plus 24, okay? And then plus area 2, which is 240, so plus 240, and then plus 56.55, and then when we hit equal, and then we got this, and then we press SD, that makes 344.55, 344.55, and then let's see which alternative is that. It's centimeter squared, okay? Centimeter squared. And that is alternative 3. That's the correct answer. Now, the next question is question 10. I can just get rid of this. Well, question 10 here says that determine the volume of a cylinder with a diameter of 120 centimeters and height of 350 centimeters. The answer in liters rounded to 2 decimal places is, all right, now, we know a cylinder, they say the volume of a cylinder, okay? So the volume of a cylinder is given by pi r squared times h. Okay, that's the volume of a cylinder. So they said like the diameter, this is the diameter. You know, the diameter is twice the radius. So in other words, if I need to find the radius, I would do 120 divided by 2. which is 60, okay, which is equal to, so r equal to 60 centimeters. And then the height is given there, 350 centimeters. So the volume then will be equal to pi times 60 to the power of 2 times 350, okay? Let's use a calculator. So this will be, to get pi, I press shift here, and then I press this button over here if you have a Casio calculator, but most calculators are similar. We get pi, and then times 60 raised to the power of 2, okay? And then times by 350, and then this equal to 39, okay. I count the rank after the comma, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 million, yes, it's gonna be off. I'm not that good in reading number. I'm similar to that president, you know. So this would be like 39. I prefer to spell the numbers. 58, 406 dot 744 centimeter cubed. Okay, so to get this in liters, it's when we will divide that by 1000. Okay, the answer that we get here, we will divide this by 1000. We say divide by 1000, and then this is equivalent to 1260 pi, but you press SD, and then the correct answer is when I look here, 3958.41. So it's alternative 4. Okay, so over here it's alternative 4. That's the answer in liters. Okay. Well, the next question is question 11. Question 11 is like, I'm gonna move it a little bit up there. Question 11 says like a flower bed, okay, is in the shape of a rectangle of which one side is 15 meter and the other side is 4 meter. I mean, a flower bed, okay, let me read it over. I think I read it right. A flower bed is in the shape of a rectangle of which one side is 5 meter and the other side is 4 meter. Okay, it's 5 meters and 4 meters. Yes, I got it now. A rectangle path around the bed has a width of 1.2 meters. I calculated how many square tiles of size 200 millimeters will be needed to tile the path. The number of the tile is needed is, excuse me, the number of the tiles needed is, okay. Now, we have like the flower beds here. This is this rectangle here of 4 by 5. Now, and then we also have another rectangle around the path here, okay. And then when we add like 1.2 and 1.2 there, so this length is now 6.4, okay. And then 1.2 on the other side also, that makes this length to be 7.4. So now the tiles, they said calculate how many square tile size of 200 millimeters will be needed to the path, okay, to tile the path. So we want like to get some squared over here. We want squares here. So I want to say like square here, square there, all the way to fill in, actually, to fill in all these space here, okay, to fill in all these space around here. Now, first of all, we're going to work out the area of the inner rectangle. So you know that because it's rectangle, the formula for the rectangle is like length times breadth, okay? So the area of the inner rectangle of the flower bed, I call it like smaller rectangle, AS. So it's gonna be like 4 times 5. Okay, it doesn't matter if I say 4 times 5 or 5 times 4. You know, multiplication is commutative. So the area here will be equal to 20 meters squared. Okay. Now the area of the other rectangle, okay, the outer rectangle, or call it inner rectangle and outer rectangle, will be 7.4 times 6.4, which is like equal to, let us use the calculator. That's going to be like 7.4, okay, times 6.4, and that's equal to, we press SD here, that's equal to 47.36. So 47.36. Now, to find this space here, how much space is here? I want to do 47.36 minus 20, okay? So 47.36 minus 20, and this equal to, we press ST, and then that makes the area equal to, the area then of the space that we're looking for is equal to 27.36 meters squared. Now, because we're going to fill in this space here by square tiles of 200 millimeters, okay? Meaning each squared will be, each full squared, that's going to be over here, okay, will be like the area of those squared. The area of the area of the tiles will be like 200 squared, because the formula is that the area of the square is side to the power of 2, okay, or side times side. So this is going to be 200 to the power of 2. This is equal to 4, 0, 0, and 0, 0. That's the square. That's the area of the square of the tiles. So millimeters squared. Now I need to convert 27.36 meters squared into millimeters squared. So now into if it was, let me cover this. If it was meters to millimeters, I'll times by 1000. But now millimeters squared, I'll times by 1000 squared, okay? So it's like, in a calculator here, I will say, I'll times this by 1000, okay? 1000 squared. I'll times that 27, let me write it like this, 27.36 times 1000 raised to the power of 2, okay? To get that into millimeters squared. So this is equal to, this area will be 2736.0000, okay? This one, millimeter squared. Now, this is the space here into millimeter squared. Now, to get the number of those square tiles, I must do this space here divided by the space that's the square tile will take, okay? 400 for all these numbers here. Now I will just do this number here divide by 40000, okay? And then when we hit equal, that's equal to 684. So this is let's see if we have that alternative. That's alternative 3, okay? That's alternative 3. The next question is on the next, question 12 is on the next page. Well, question for 12 says that change the subject of the formula S equal to P open brackets 1 plus RT to R, okay? So we need to express this formula in terms of, not in terms of R, but we need to make R subject of the formula. So I am going to write it over here. You have like S equal to P open bracket 1 plus RT. So we need to get R. Okay. To get R, I prefer to reverse the order, okay? Because I like to keep my unknown on the left-hand side. So I am going to write here S equal to, no, I'll reverse because R is over here, this side. I want to switch the sides of this with that, okay? So I'm going to write P open bracket 1 plus RT close bracket equal to S. Okay, now that I need R, I want to get rid of things that are next to R. Like first of all, I have P here. It is a product. So to get rid of P, I can divide here by P. I will not minus because this is a product. It's P times, when you don't see any sign in between P and the brackets here, this is it's not a sum or a subtraction, but it's a product. So the inverse operation for the product is divide. So I divide here by P, and then I'll divide there also by P. Knowing that P divided by P will cancel out. And then I have left with 1 plus RT equal to S over P. Then I need to get rid of this one here. It's a positive one, okay? I want to get rid of it. How can I do? I will minus 1 here because it's a positive one. I'll minus 1 there, and then I must minus 1 there also. So this will be like RT equal to S over P minus 1, okay? Then I have like RT equal to S over P minus 1. I prefer to write that with, with a common denominator, because this is 1, I can write it like, if I can write it like times P over P. Remember that this doesn't change anything because, P over P can cancel out, just 1. Okay, it doesn't change anything. I do that because I wanted to have like a denominator common as here, you see, P here and then P there. Okay, I want to have a common denominator. So this will be like RT equal to S minus 1P just P over P. Okay, now I want to get T. So what I can do, I will divide here by T. Okay, I'll divide there, or this is also divided by T. Okay, I'll just times T at the denominator. Timesing T at the denominator is the same as dividing by T. So knowing that T here, with that T will cancel out, and then I have like R equal to S minus P over PT. Now let's see if I have such alternative here. When I look here, we have like SP minus 1 over S over P minus 1 over T. Okay, I don't have like such alternative here. Is that so? But then the answer is none of the above. No, not exactly. Sometimes we can calculate and then get an answer different than the alternative here because, this can be, we can say like R equal to S over PT minus P over PT. Okay. Even here, it's PT at the denominator. Okay. But there is not. So it's not even that one. It's not even that one. So it's not this one. It's not that one. It's not that one. So the answer was indeed none of the above. Okay, because this, even if I simplify further, it's going to be S over PT, okay, minus 1 over T. But it's still not the same because there it's S over P, not PT. Here we have like S over PT. So the correct alternative here is alternative 5, none of the above. is correct. Now the next question. Is question 13. Next question is question 13. The question says change um, the subject of the formula S equal to n over 2 a plus L to a. All right. Now, I think I need to move these, not just, okay, because of space, I'm gonna take those out. Now move my thing a little bit up there. So you did say that S equal to n over 2 open brackets a plus L. So we need to find a. Now I prefer to switch the sides. So it's gonna be like n over 2 open brackets a plus L equal to S. Okay. So when I switch the sides, I know I did say that whenever one quantity moves to the other side, and then it changes the signs as well. But when we interchange, we don't need to change the signs because it's gonna be the same thing. So like n over 2 open bracket a plus L to a. Now I need to get a, so I must get rid of anything next to a. How can I do that when there are fractions like that? Okay, n over 2 here, I can cancel this out. It's a product, right? I can cancel that by timesing by 2 over n. Okay, I times that also by 2 over n. Why? I want to times that by the inverse of n over 2. The inverse of n over 2 is 2 over n. Why that? Because if I times by the inverse, 2 and 2 we cancel out, n and n we also cancel out, and then we'll be left with just a plus L equal to S times 2n, 2 over n, I mean. Okay, now to find L, okay, this is just this is a positive L, so the inverse operation for positive is minus, so I'll just minus L over here and then minus the L there, and then this will be like a equal to S times 2 over n minus L. So that's the expression for A. Then let's look at it. 2S is just S times 2 is the same thing as 2S. So I can write it like 2S over n minus L. Now let's see. 2S over n minus L is that one, and none of these. So the correct alternative here is alternative 2. Okay. And then next question is well, we have another question here, question 14, where the question says that a furniture manufacturer produces 32 chairs per day. The daily fixed cost for the production of these chairs are 1,200. The cost of producing one chair is 50 rand. The chair sell at 150 rand each. Suppose he sells all the chairs that he produces per day. The profit he makes per day is given here. Now I'm going to move this a little bit up there. Okay. The question says that a furniture manufacturer produces 32 chairs. So total number of chairs, I'm gonna write here total number of chairs. Chair is what? 32. Okay. And then the daily fixed costs. Okay, I'm gonna write here fixed cost is 1,200 rand. And now the cost of producing one chair, okay, cost of producing one chair, cost per chair, I'll write like this, cost per chair is 50 rand. And then the chair sells at selling price, I'll write here selling price. The selling price here will be 150 rand. So 150 rand each. Now because suppose he sells all the chairs that he produces per day, the profit he makes per day is, now let's first find the total costs of producing chairs, okay? Our total cost would be like total costs will be um, 1,200 rand. Okay, let's just write 1,200. And I see here 1,200. Okay, that's the fixed cost plus cost per chair. Cost per chair is like 50. The total number of chairs is 32. 50 times 32. Okay, and then this will be equal to let's use a calculator. So we have like 1,200 plus 50 times 32, and this is equal to 2,800. So this is equal to 2,800. Now, that's the total cost of producing all the 32 chairs. Then the selling price is like 150. So selling price, okay, I will say selling would be it would be 150 rand, okay, times 32. Okay, this will be then let's do 150 times 32. This is equal to 4,800. Okay, now the profit then will be the selling minus the cost, so it's going to be like 4,800 minus 2,800. And then if we minus 2,800 here, we hit equal, and then this is equal to 2,000. So the profit will be equal to 2,000. So alternative 4, profit equal to 2,800. All right. Next question is question 15 in the next page. Well, question 15 says, determine the LCM of the following: A, 10, 25, and 8, B, 2AB, 3A squared B, and 6AB cubed. Well, let's first work out A. Let's say here, we want the LCM A, we want the LCM of 10, 25, 8. Now, to get the LCM, we are going to LCM means lowest common multiple. Okay, so now we're gonna use the 3 factor for each of them. So if I take the number like 10, for instance, I draw the 3 factor. A 3 factor will determine the prime numbers. Okay, I'm gonna say here that the 3 factors for 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. I divide by the smallest number that divides 10, okay? And then that smallest number must be a prime number. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then 5 can be divided by 5. And then it's 1. And then the prime factors of 10 is just 2 times 5. Okay, then I'll take 25. And I work out the prime factors of 25. Okay, the prime number, or the smallest prime number that divides 25 is 5. So I divide here by 5, and then I get 5 there. And the next small number, prime number that divides 5 is still 5. It's 1, just because 5 is the prime number itself. And then the prime factor of 5 is just 5 times 5. And then the prime factors of 8, okay, I go the smallest prime number that divide 8 is 2, by 2 there, and then I get 4. The next smallest number that divide 4 is 2, and then it's going to be 2, and then by 2 it's 1. So the prime factors of 2 is 2 times 2 times 2. Now, to work out the LCM, okay, it's I am going to check all the numbers that I see here. First, I prefer to label them. Let me label the numbers. So this is the very first two in this two here is the first two in this, the first and the only two in this, the prime factor of 10. So I call it 2, 1. And then it's the first 5. And then over here, this is the very first 5. Okay. And that's the second 5. And then over here, that's the first 2, the second 2, and the third 2. Now, I'm going to cancel those numbers with the indices that repeats, like 2, 2, 1 is already here. So 2, 1 cannot be there. I cannot take this 2, 1. If I need to find the LCM, I won't take that one. I won't take this one. Okay. And then 5, 1 is here. I cannot take another 5, 5 there. So I have like only 2, 1 that's left, the only 5, 1 that remains, and the only 5, 2, and the only 2, 2, and the only 2, 3. So the LCM will be 2 times 5 times 5 times 2 times 2. And then this product, the LCM, will be equal to, you can use a calculator. You can do like 2 times 5 times 5 times 2 times 2, and then hit equal, this is equal to 200. 200. We got LCM here, and I already know that it cannot be this alternative because we have 200 already. I also know that it cannot be alternative 4 either. So I've reduced my chances of getting the right answer. Now let's work out B. B. Okay, I say it cannot be this and that because we find the LCM of the number to be 200. Here they say none of above, so it cannot be this one. Here they say it's 40, it cannot be that one either. It cannot also be alternative 2. You know, it can also be alternative 2 because that's 400. Now, let's work out 2, B says like it's 2AB, and then 3A squared B, and 6AB cubed. Now, we can look at the LCM of the numbers like 2, 3, and 6. Okay. Actually, 2 and 3 are just are already prime numbers, but let's just do them anyway. So if I say 2, it's by 2, it's 1. The prime number of 2 is just 2. Of 3 is also just 3 because 3 by 3 is 3. But 6 there by 2 is 3, by 3 it's 1, and then the prime numbers are 2, 3. Now if I want to label them, it's going to be like 2, 1, and then 3, 1, and it's the first 2, and that's the first 3 here. Now we notice that 2, 1 is already here, so I can't take this 2, 1. 3, 1 is already there, I cannot take this 3, 1, so I can't take this and that. So the LCM of the constants here is already 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay. Now, already, without me finishing the calculations here, I can see the correct answer is alternative 1. Because because it cannot be alternative 3 here. Okay, because there they say the LCM is starts with 36, so it cannot be that one. But now let's just finish the calculation. We already know that for the constants here it's 6. Now let's work out the variables. We have like A, B, okay? We have like AB, and then that's one, we have like AB. Okay, I'll write this way. For the variables, AB, this will be just A times B. For 3A squared B, this will be like, I already worked out the constants, so let's just say for A squared B, this will be like A times B. For A, B cubed, this will be like A times B times B times B. Now let's look at the indices. I call this one A1, I call that one A1, I call it A1, okay? And this is B1. Okay, okay, let's do this way. The first A1, B1, and that A1, that's A2, and that B1, and that A1, B1, B2, and B3. Now, to get the variables, I cannot take those one that repeat. I cannot take A1 here. I cannot take A1 there again. Because A1 is there, B1 is here. I cannot take this B1. I cannot take this B1 either. Now, the LCM of the variables will be like, LCM of the variable here will be A. I take this A1, A2, B2, and B3. So it's going to be A times B times B, which makes A squared times B squared. Therefore, the LCM of B will be 6A squared B squared, which is so that's B1, B2, B3, oh, B to the power of 3, actually, times B, another B. So because we're like B1, B2, B3, yes, B to the power of 2, to the power of 3, which is exactly alternative 1, as we get it. So sometimes when we work out, we can also cancel a wrong alternative and get the, we got the correct answer when we were over here. Okay. And now the next question is question 16. Question 16 here says simplify each of the following. Okay, let's start with A. On the right here, A. It says like 4/1 divided by 6/12 divided by a half. Okay, so what can I do over here? Before I will just write that the rule says that a fraction over another fraction. Okay, when you have like A over B divided by C over D, this is equal to A over B. The first fraction will remain the same, and the next fraction will be changed to, okay, we change the division by times, and then the next fraction will be switched. It's going to be like D over C. So in this case, we do have like 4/1 divided by 4/1 divided by 6/12. We can change this division sign, okay, by times. So we're going to change this, becomes times, and then okay, what I can do, I can put brackets here and there, and then divide by half like this. Okay, let's first work out the first bracket. This becomes 4/1 divided by 12/6. Okay, and then this division sign also will be changed to multiplication. It becomes times, and then times what? 2/1. Now this will be equal to what? We can simplify. Okay, here by 6, and then we 12 divided by 6 is 2. Okay, and then this makes like 4 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 16. Okay, that makes 16. Now, when I look at the alternatives here, I have a 16 there and 16 there, and then I already know before even completing the word calculation, so this cannot be the right answer, the right alternative, neither this one, neither this one, but 3 or 4. Let's continue. B. Okay, we have like 3/8 multiplied by 4/7 divided by 9/14. Okay, so remember when we do BODMAS, okay, or PEDMAS, the M, I mean, the D comes before multiplication, so we're going to divide first, okay? So I'm gonna put brackets over here, and then this will be just like this will be just like 3/8, okay? Multiply by what is in the bracket here. The division signs will be changed to multiplication sign, so that makes like 4/7 multiply by 14/9, and then we close bracket there. And then this will be what? 3/8, okay? And then 4/7, so we can simplify 7 with 14. You know, when we simplify fractions, we can simplify, when we times fraction, I mean, we can simplify them vertically or across, okay? So this will be like, when I do that, I know the 2 is there and then 1 is there. And then this will be times what? 4 times 2 is 8. And then 1 times 9 is 9. So 8/9. This will be like 8/9. I don't need to put bracket. 8/9. Again, we can simplify here across 8 with 8, okay? And then it will be like 1 left there, 1 left there. We can also simplify 3 with 3. You know, it's going to be 1 here, 3 there. And then the answer will be 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is a third. So I can see that it cannot be this alternative because over here we have like 1/12. So the only possible alternative is alternative 3. Now I don't need to continue working C, okay? But I already know the answer must be this one, because if it cannot be none of the above and neither of these, so the answer must be this one. I can stop here. But maybe just for sake of doing it, let's do C. Okay, it's 15/12 minus 1/18. Okay, you know, when you manage fractions, we need to find the common denominator. Okay, the denominator in this case are not common; they're not the same, so we cannot solve this. Let me give you an example. If I ask you 3 minus 2, you would say the answer is 1, right? Just because the denominator here were just common, it was 1, 1. Okay, when the denominator are common, we just minus or add the numerator, okay? And then we just want to say over that same denominator. So in this case, the denominator are not the same, they're not constant, they're not common, I mean. So we need to make the denominator common, okay? By doing what? Finding the LCM of these denominator. What is the LCM of 12 and 18? I can tell it is 36, but let's prove it. Because 12 gets into 36, 18 gets also into 36. I don't want to prove it, I'll leave it like that. Now, I'll times here by 3, I'll times there by 3, I'll times here by 2, I'll times here by 2. And then this will become 45/36 minus 2/36. Now this will be equal to 43/36. Which is not exactly the same. Oh, my bad. It was 5. Okay, it was 5, not 15. I wrote 15 here instead of 5. Okay, if it was 5 there, that's going to be 15. Okay, and then 15, we just do 15 minus 2. This is equal to 13. So 13. That proves that it is alternative 3. Okay. Now, next question is question 17. Okay. Well, we have another question here, question 17. The question says that the equation of the straight line passing through the points -3, 2, and 1 and -2 is, all right, situation like this, we must know the general form of a straight line, the general formula for a straight line, okay? We know it is of the form y equal to mx plus c, okay? So where m here is the gradient, and this one is the y-intercept, okay? Y-int. Now I am going to write here, the gradient is given by another formula, m equal to change of y over the change of x, okay? So if I call, I prefer to label this like x1 and then y1, and then that one x2, and then that one is y2. So I will say that m will be equal to y2, which is -2, okay, minus y1, which is 2. So we're gonna do -2 minus 2 over, okay, x2, which is 1, okay, minus x1, which is -3. So that will be like 1 minus, careful here, it's minus 3. So it's minus 3, and this will be equal to -4 over 4, because 1 minus 3 makes 1 plus 3, which is equal to 4, and then the gradient is -1. Already, I can see from working out the gradients, I know the gradient is the coefficient of x, okay? The coefficient of x is -1. I can see that the correct alternative is this one already without further calculations. I can tell that the answer is that one, but now let's prove it. Now we can write that y equal to -1x plus c, because that's the gradient. Now, because the line passes through this point and that point, meaning either of these points will satisfy the equation of this straight line. I can take any of these. Okay, I can take, I can do my mini here. Which one I'm gonna take? I don't know. Le bon Dieu a dit que ça sera pour toi. I'm gonna take this one, -3, 2. So I'm gonna sub there -3 here for y, okay, and then 2 for x, and then this will be equal to -1 times 2 plus c, and that makes -3 equal to -2 plus c, and then to get the value of c, I'll move this -2 over, and then this will become like -3 plus 2 equal to c, and then this makes -1, c is -1. Therefore, the equation of the line is -1x, but we don't need to write -1x, just say -x. It means -1x minus 1. So that's alternative 1. Thank you. The next question will be the next page. Question 18 says that Sipo bought a fridge for 2,400 rands. The fridge was crushed during transportation. Sipo managed to sell the damaged fridge to a neighbor at a loss of 10%. The price that Sipo sold the fridge for accurates to 2 decimal digits was, okay, let's say Sipo, okay, it says that Sipo, bought a fridge for 2,400 rand. So the original price would be 2,400. Okay. Now it sells it at a loss of 10%. Okay. Selling price is loss of 10%. Okay. So this means if we want to calculate 10% of, excuse me, 10% of 2,400 is like, okay, when they say 10% of the words of in English is translated by times in mathematics. So 10% of, I'm gonna say here, 10% of 2,400 is the same as 10 over 100 multiplied by 2400. That's the meaning of that, of 10%, okay? So we can simplify here, you know, these zeros and zero, we can simplify like that, and then we get the answer is going to be 240. We can use a calculator for that, okay? You can say 2,000, okay? You can say that's 10 over 100, that's 10%, or 0.1, 0.10, yes, multiplied by 2,400, okay? It's going to be a 240, right? 240 we got there. Now, they say loss of 10%, meaning we're going to do 2,400 minus 240, okay? And that's again, but it's lost. And then we can check if we do 2,400 minus 240, this equal to 2,160, which is none of the alternatives here. So the correct answer here is none of the above. An alternative way of solving this is like by saying, you know, because the loss is of 10%, okay, it means we have like, we're selling that at 90% of the price, okay? So we can just say we can just say 240, I mean 2,400, okay, multiplied by 90%, okay? You know what 90% is? 2,400 multiplied by 0.90. If you check that one, we're going to end up to this same answer, 2,460. Check this out. 2,400 multiplied by 0.9, 90%. Okay? Multiplied by 90%, which is 0.90. It's equal, we have like 2160. So the correct alternative here is none of the above. That was question 18. Well, question 19 says 3 students, Pomelo, Ivan, and John painted a hole together. Pomelo spent 4 hours, Ivan 3 hours, and John 1 hour on the job. They earned 2,000 rand in total for the job. How much should Ivan receive? Give the answer to answer correct to 2 decimal digits. Well, okay, we're going to consider the whole job, okay? Is done like in 8 hours, okay? One job, the whole job like as one. This job is done, this one job is done in 8 hours in total, because why am I saying that 8? What am I saying 8 hours? Because if I count, Pumela spent like 4 hours, okay? Ivan spent 3 hours, that makes 4 plus 3, it's 7. And then John spent like 1 hour, that makes 8 hours in total. So 8 hours to do that whole job. Now, because Pumela spent like 4 hours, okay, the question says that how much should Ivan receive, okay? Ivan spent like 3 hours to do that whole job, okay? So it's gonna be like, it's gonna be 3 over 8, okay? And then the whole job costs 2,000 rand, so we do 3 over 8 times 2,000. And then if we do 3 over 8, okay, that's the parts of the job that Ivan did. He did 3 hours out of 8 hours. And then how much you receive, we times by 2,000. We can do like 3 over 8 multiply by 2,000. And then when we hit equal, and that's equal to 75. So Ivan will get 75, 750 rand, okay, 750 rand. Okay, if you're unsure, you can check. That was for Ivan. That's for Ivan. I just want to say I. And then you can check for Pumela, it's going to be like 4 over 8 times 2,000. Okay, And then in the calculations here, this will be 1000. You can check here. 4 over 8 multiplied by 2000 plus 1000. And if I now work up for what John, it's 1 hour, and then this is equal to 250. So John did 1 hour of the work times 2000. This is makes 250. So do now the total 250 plus 1000, okay, plus 750. This must be equal to the total 2000. Yes, it is. So the correct answer is alternative 4, as we said. Thank you. Well, the question says that Nikki Way moves into her new flat and buys furniture of worth 7,500. The furniture charges finance rates of 20% per year for 3 years at simple interest rates. Calculates the interest over 3 years. Well, the interest is given by, I want to say here, I equal to P RT, okay? So now the interest here will be equal to P, the principal, the present money, so it's like 7,500, okay? Multiplied by the rate, which is 20%. 20% can be written like 0.20. Multiply, let's put like that, 0.20. Multiplied by times, which is 3. And then this will be equal to, we can just use a calculator for that, and this would be like 7,000, 7500 multiplied by 0.20 multiplied by 3, and then press equal. This is equal to 4,500. So it makes 4,500 rand. Okay, so which is alternative number 3. That the interest, okay, the interest after 3 years. Now we can do a question 21. I'm going to move it a little bit up there. The question says that the principal that will accumulate to 10,000 in 8 months time if the simple interest rate is 9.75% per year is okay. Now over here, let's list all the given. We're looking for the principal, okay? So that's the principal we're looking for, and then the given here is S is 10,000, the accumulated amount, 10,000, and then the time is 8 months, okay? And then if the simple interest rates, the rate here is 9.75%, which is 0.07, what am I saying? 0.0975. That's 9.75%. Okay, the rate. Because they said like that will accumulate in 8 months time if the simple interest is that per year. So we're going to divide here by 12. Okay, and then yes, now the formula that connects this, the principal, the accumulated amounts, the times, and the rates, all this is given by S equal to P open brackets 1 plus RT. Okay, so S here is, okay, I'm looking for P. The unknown here is P. So what can I do to get P? I'm gonna write here, let's first write here S equal to P open 1 plus RT. Okay, to get P, I'll divide here by, I must divide all this by 1 plus RT. So I divide there also by 1 plus RT, okay, in order to get P, because this will be simplified, and then I'll left with P. I prefer to write, okay, so maybe like S over 1 plus RT equal to P. Now I prefer to write P equal to S over 1 plus RT. Now I can substitute the values, okay? S is 10,000, 10,000 over 1 plus R is the rate, which is 0,0975 over 12, multiplied by the time, which is 8, and then tap this in the calculator. This will be 10,000 over 1 plus 0.0975 over 12, okay, multiply by 8, and then press equal. This equal to 93.85. So P will be 93.89.67. So which is basically alternative 1. Okay. The next question will be in next page. Well, we have another question here, question 22. The question says that how long to the nearest year will an investor have to invest 20,000 Rand to grow to 24,000 Rand if the interest rate is 6% per year and the interest is compounded every 6 months? Well, okay, I'm gonna write here. Let's first, questions like this, I prefer to start by defining, to identify the unknown from the question. So when the question says how long, so we're looking for n, okay, in this case, n is the unknown. Okay, and then it says that how long to the nearest year will an investor have to invest 20,000 Rand to grow to 24,000 Rand? So the principal is the money that's the investor has to invest, which is 20,000, and the amount is 24,000. Okay, and then if the interest rate is 6%, so 6%, which is equivalent to 0.06, okay, compounded every 6 months. Because of that, 6 months is like half a year. Because of that, we're gonna divide here by 2. Okay, we're going to over here we will divide by 2. Now we can write what's now the formula that connects the givens and the unknowns. The unknown here is n, okay, and then the givens are p, a, and r. Now the formula that connects is that the amount is equal to the principal, open brackets, 1 plus the rate all to the power of, in this case, because it is compounded every 6 months, okay, there are 2 6 months is 1 year. I am going to write here, instead of just writing n here, over there, my formula will be like to the power of 2n. And r also, it's r over 2 because of every 6 months. Then we can substitute to find n. The amount is 24,000, so 24,000 Rand, and the principal is 20,000. 20,000, open brackets, 1 plus 0.06 over 2, okay, to the power of 2n. Then we can solve this. How we can first get rid of this 20,000, okay? So by we're gonna divide both sides by 20,000. Divide here by 20,000, and then divide also by 20,000 on the left, because whatever you do on the right, you do also on the left here. Then if you use a calculator, you get like 24,000 divided by 20,000. It's gonna be like 5 over 6. Actually, excuse me, 6 over 5. Okay, we divide by 4,000, we get 6/5 equal to, and then we can check that in the calculator. Like, if I do like 24,000 over 20,000, okay, and this is equal to 6/5. Then we can also do like 1 plus 0.06 over 2, okay, and then this is equal to 103 over 100. So we press like SD here. If we press like SD, we get like 1.03. So this is like 1.03 to the power of 2n. Then we know over here we can use the log formula. The formula says that if let me first reverse. I can write it like 1.03. I want to keep the unknown on the left, to the power of 2n equal to 6/5. Okay, in this case we can use the log property, because the formula says that if we have like b to the power of x equal to a, okay, this implies that x equal to log of a base b. Okay, that's the formula for the logs. So now we can say in the calculator here, in this case, we have like, because we have like 1.03 is like b. Okay, let me just highlight it here. This is like b. Okay, this is like b, and then 2n is x. Okay, and then 5/6 here. This 5/6 is like a. So now we can then say x, okay, which is 2n, will be equal to log of a. A is 6/5, 6/5 I mean, and then base 1.03. So we can do that in the logs in the calculator here. Log is over here. Okay, if you press this log, you don't have the base, but if you press that one, it tells us also the base. So if you press this one, we can put in the base, which log of what first? Log of 6/5, 6/5, and then the base is 1.03. Okay, and then when we hit equal, and then tells us it's 6.16. So this means means 2n equal to 6.168. Now this is 2n. So to get the value of n, then we must divide both sides by 2. So we divide here by 2, and we divide there also by 2, and then we can get n. N will be equal to this answer divided by 2. So divide by 2 equal to 3, so approximately 3 years. Okay, so therefore the correct answer is alternative 2, after 3 years. Well, question 23 says that Sipo wishes to purchase a new car for 250,000 in 3 years' time. How much money to the nearest rent will he need to deposit now in an account earning interest at 16% per year, compounded quarterly? Well, it is important to keep in mind this expression here, compounded quarterly. Okay, first of all, let's the question says how much money to the nearest rent. So basically we're looking for the principle, because they said how much money to the nearest rent will he need to deposit. Okay, so it's the principle that we're looking for. I'll say here P is the unknown. Okay, and then the question said that Sipo wishes to purchase a new car for 250,000, which is the amount. So the amount here is 250,000 rand. And then in 3 years' time, so the time end here is 3. And then the interest rate is 16%. So the rate is 16%. Now the formula that connects the amount, the principal, the amount, time and rate is A equal to P open bracket 1 plus R all to the power of N. Now we can substitute the formula. In the formula, we're looking for P here. Okay, so we can substitute in the formula, like the amount is 250,000, so 250,000. Okay, and then the principal P is there, and then 1 plus the rate is 16%. Okay, so I must write like not in percentage, but the rate is like 0.16. Now the fact that it is said it is compounded quarterly, we will divide here this by 4. Quarterly because it means 4 times in a year. Now for how many years? 3 years. And then for the same reason, compounded quarterly with times here also by 4. Then we can do the calculation. This is like 250,000 equal to P times, we can find out how much is this. Okay, let's use the calculator. It's going to be like open bracket 1 plus 0.16 over 4. Okay, to the power of 3 times 4. Okay, when we hit equal, and this is equal to 1.6, so 1.6. And then to get P, we divide by 1.6 both sides. We divide by 1.6 here, we divide also by 1.6 there. And then if we do like 250,000 over 1.6, and then this equal to 15, okay, 156. So therefore the principal will be 156, 250, all right, 156, 250, which is 156, 250, which is, okay, this is 150, I think. 156, 150. Okay, is there anything wrong here in the calculation? Let's just double check. Let's double check, okay, before saying it's none of above. So I am going to, yeah, sometimes decimal matters here. So if I do, for instance, I do 250 divided by the whole thing here. Okay, let's do it this way. I want to do, because I need the value of P, I'll say P will be equal to 250,000 divided by 1 plus 0.16 over 4 all to the power of 3 times 4. I say that because I'm looking for the value of P. So if I need P, I will divide 250,000 by whatever I get here. So I don't want to lose any decimal part. I'm just going to divide the whole, I'll divide 250 here by the whole thing over there. So this will be like, P will be equal to, we say 250,000, okay, over open brackets 1 plus 0.16 over 4, and then close bracket there, to the power of 3 times 4. And then when we hit equal, we got like 156, 149.26. I got 26, something like that, which is approximately alternative 3 there. Okay, so the decimal part here was okay. So now I prefer to, it's better to divide 250 here by the whole thing there. Okay, thank you. That was question 23. Well, we have another question here, question 24. The question says that Nick bought a house for 480,000 rand. Okay, he paid a 150 deposit and managed to secure a loan for the remaining 330,000. The term of the loan is 20 years, and the applicable interest rate is 7.75% per year, compounded monthly. Nick's monthly payments to 2 decimal digits, correct, is what? Okay, now the question said that Nick bought a house. Okay, the fact that he bought a house for this much. Okay, we talk about the present value. Okay, because and then he said that he paid 150,000 deposit and managed to secure a loan for the remaining 330,000 rand. So this is actually this money is then the present value. Okay, so the present value P is 330,000 rand. Okay, now the question says that the term of the year of the loan is 20 years, so N is equal to 20, and then it is said that the applicable interest rate is 7.75% per year, compounded monthly. Okay, Nick's monthly payments to 2 decimal digits is R is what we're looking for. Now, we said it's a present value. The formula that will connect the present value, the time, the interest, and the monthly payments P is given by R open square bracket, open bracket 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 all over I open brackets, round brackets 1 plus I close to the power of n to the power of we close square bracket. Now it is important to keep in mind this expression here, or these with compounded monthly. Okay, so because I'm looking for R over here, this R, I can just move whatever I have, because it's the product. I can just take this, divide by, do P divide by whatever it is here. So, but both ways, it means like I divide by this quantity, both sides. So I can write that it's gonna be like R, this R here, okay, will be equal to P divided by that. Okay, let me give you an example. If we had like, if it was like P equal to R times 2, and then I need R, I will say just R would be P over 2. Okay, so imagine that's all these two, those things here. So I can just say R will be equal to P, okay, over open square bracket 1 plus I raised to the power of n minus 1, okay, all over I open bracket 1 plus I to the power of n close square bracket. Now R will be then equal to P is the principal. Okay, let me first start with the denominator because there's a lot of stuff there. It's going to be like open brackets 1 plus the interest, which is 0.0. The interest here, I must write the rates, okay? It's going to be 0.00775, okay? 0.0075. When they say compounded monthly, it means over here I must divide this by 12, okay? And then close bracket, raised to the power of n, which is 20, but compounded monthly, because there are 12 months in the year, I times here by 12, okay? Because there are 12 months in the year, I divide here by 12, there I times by 12. Then minus 1, and then all over the interest again. So 0.0075 over 12, okay, that interest, close brackets, open, 1 plus 0.0075 over 12 again, okay, and then to the power of 20 times 12. And then I can just close square bracket there. and then all under 330,000. Now R will be equal then what? If I use a calculator, we can just write 330,000 over open bracket here, 1 plus 0. I open two brackets because I need to close the bracket for the numerator. It's important to write like that. So 0.0075, okay, over 12, and then close bracket there, and then to the power of 20 times 12, okay, minus 1. I think I should have put this also in the bracket because I am going to, oh yeah, it was also in the bracket. Yes, I did. I closed the bracket there, and then over here, the interest is 0.00775. Oops, I missed to put, okay, divided by 12. Over there it was I wanted to write here 0.775. Yes, we have another 775 there. Yeah, correct. Now divide by 12. Close brackets, and then open another bracket there, and then 1 plus 0.00775 over 12, close brackets, to the power of 20 times 12. And when we hit equal, and then we got this amount. Let's double check if everything is correct. So if I look at there, we have like so yeah, everything is correct. So we don't see any of these alternatives here. So the correct answer here is none of the above. Thank you. Well, it is said that Mr. Moshokoa wants to start investing for his son's tertiary studies. He has 350 Rand per week available to invest in an account which returns 8.5% interest per year, compounded weekly. How many years to the second decimal digits accurately will it take for him to have 400,000 in the investment? Now, how many years means we're looking for the number of the years, okay? N, which is the unknown here. And then it is said that Mr. Moshoko has 350 per week available to invest in an account that returns 8.5%. So the weekly payment is like 350 Rand, and the account returns 8.5%. So the rate is 8.5%. Now, the question says, and it is also say how long will it take him to have 400,000 in the investment? So S is like 400,000. And the fact that he deposits the same amount over same interval of time, we're going to talk about the future value here. I call it S, which is given by R, open square bracket, open round bracket, 1 plus I, okay, to the power of n minus 1 all over I, close square brackets. Now, over here, we're looking for the value of n, okay? So how can you do that? I'll divide both sides by okay, I want to find n let's first make n subject of the formula. So I will first divide both sides by r. I know that if I divide by r, I'll get rid of this r. Okay, if I divide by r this side, I'll cancel this r. So I divide r also, because whatever we do on the left, on the right, we must also do on the right. So I'll times here also by I to get rid of this I here, and then I times by I there also. So this will be then S times I over R will be equal to 1 plus I to the n minus 1. If I move the negative 1 over, and then this will become S times I over R plus 1 equal to 1 plus I to the power of n. Then there is I prefer to write it like 1 plus I to the power of n equal to S times I over R plus 1. Then there's a property, a formula that says like if you have like b to the x, okay, equal to a, this implies that x equal to log of a over log of b. So in this situation, we will and then so far I manipulate the formula, okay? Now it's always important to keep this in mind. They say compounded weekly. You know that there are 52 weeks in a year. So over here I want to say this, okay? There I'm gonna write 52n. So I'm gonna see here 52n. It's basically this formula will be transformed to, okay, no, let's just keep it like that. The exponent is like x here, okay? So instead of me writing n, I'm gonna write 52n because there are 52 weeks in 1 year, equal to log of a is, so b to the x equal to a, so a, that's b, okay, to the n, and then a is all this here, so log of what? Of s multiplied by I over r plus 1, that a, over log of b. Log of b. B is 1 plus I, close bracket there. Now that makes what 52n will be equal to log of s is 400, okay? So I'm gonna say there, I'll open a bracket 400,000, okay? Multiply by 0.085, okay? Divided by 52 because there are 52 weeks in the year, okay? All over R, which is 350, okay? And then plus 1, close bracket there, that was the numerator. Now the denominator, I press this button here, and then I write also log of 1 plus 0.085 divided by 52, and then we close that bracket, and then when we hit equal, we have like this now divided by 52, this answer divided by 52, this equal to 12, okay, first we have like times 52, this is what we got, 645.1. Now to get n, we divide by 52 and by 52 there, and then n will be equal to divided by 52 equal 12.406. So it's going to be 12.406, which is approximately 12.41, which is alternative 4. Thank you.